What's going on, guys? It's your boy Scrub here, back again with another video. Hope you guys are having a great day. I know I am, and if you are, it's about to get quite a bit better, trust me, because I've got a story for y'all that involves the biggest L I think I've ever talked about here. Yeah, that's right, a subscriber of mine apparently crapped his pants at his prom on the dance floor in front of everybody, and that's a pretty large L, so that's what we're going to be talking about today. Before we get into it, though, be sure to press the like button or this is going to happen to you, and trust me, you don't want that to happen. And yeah, without further ado, let's get into it.
Eyes like an eagle, stacking so much money you would think that it's illegal. I'm getting quiet now, laying low when you reach, so I'm biting down. Making out, stack the bread, cause you love the sound, just on my mind.
Alright, so it's honestly been a long time since I told a story about somebody taking a massive L, you know? Usually when you guys submit stories, it's you guys looking like James Bond type ninjas and whatnot, and I don't blame you, but I guess today somebody didn't mind their L being put on display. It's a story of how this guy got diarrhea at the prom and had an incident in front of everybody. You know, an L this large just has to be discussed. So for some reason, prom in America is a very big deal to people, you know? Everybody expects to have a perfect night that's gonna be incredible. It's supposed to be a grand old time. I'm letting y'all know now it's not perfect. To get your expectations in a reasonable place. You know, I enjoyed the one I went to because my expectations were pretty low. But that being said, for some reason, a lot of people in high school and whatnot expect that this prom night is supposed to be the greatest time of their life. The main character of this story we're gonna call Dom, and Dom was one of those people who thought that prom was going to be a great time. You know, Dom's prom was gonna be a great time. He really thought that he was going to get out there and have just a magical night that he would remember forever. He had gotten a date that he was super into, you know, he had worked up the courage to ask her and she had said yes. They had started flirting before they were going to go to prom. He had gotten them a reservation at this restaurant that was hard to get into. He was getting extra hours at work, so he had money to pay for it. Homie was actually living the pretty baller lifestyle. Going into prom, he was very excited and was like, damn, dude, this is going to be a great time. Now, the day of prom comes and he and his date meet up all dressed up. They take pictures, and the whole time he honestly keeps pinching himself to make sure it's real because he's like, wow, this is so sick. His date's mom loves him, you know, his date looks great, they're having fun, they're goofing off, everybody's having a great time, his friends are having fun, so it's having a blast. He gets pulled back to reality a little bit when her dad pulls him aside and gives him the whole, you know, that's my daughter talk, which is always really awkward, you know, but whatever. Even after that, he goes right back to Cloud 9. It's honestly just a great night. So they leave pictures and they go to this restaurant with the rest of the group, and it's like this super nice Mexican place that overlooks the city, you know. They had to have a dress code to even get into the restaurant. Like most places in Las Vegas, I'm not gonna lie, say they have a dress code, but it doesn't really exist. But I guess where this dude was from, he didn't say exactly where, but wherever this dude was from, the dress code actually mattered here. Like, everybody had to be wearing basically what you would wear to a prom, so like a tux or a nice suit. Everybody is dressed to the nines. It's got a nice view and it's hard to get into. So at the restaurant, everybody's kind of goofing off, looking at the menu, having a great time. And there was something on the menu at the bottom that was something like Diablo, blah, blah, blah. Which, for those of you that don't know, is it's Spanish for devil, but it's also used for like very hot on a menu. Like if something's incredibly super hot, like it has the potential to hurt your tongue, usually the restaurant will be like, oh, El Diablo. You know, it just happens. It's something that you see at Mexican restaurants. So this dude and his friends are kind of goofing off, talking about ordering the El Diablo because they like spicy food, which obviously is a very, very bad idea. You know, I enjoy spicy food myself, I really do, but I feel like on a date with prom where you're gonna go be jumping around dancing is not the time to get out of your comfort zone and eat something you know is gonna cause World War III in your stomach later. Like, I feel like eating something called El Diablo and then running around and jumping on the dance floor is just asking for a horrible situation, and of course that's basically what goes down. So they're talking about the menu and they're all talking about how they're gonna order the Diablo, and Dom decides that he's gonna look super cool in front of his date and order it off the menu and brag about how awesome he is. Regardless, he orders it. He tries to look as cool as he can because he thinks it's gonna impress her. And honestly, that's just some really stupid thinking. I'm letting you guys know this right now. No girl is ever going to be impressed at how spicy the food you can eat is. I promise you, dude. Like, that's just such a teenage boy thought. I've been this stupid, trust me. But I swear, she's never gonna go home and be like, Mom, I think he's the one. he really did eat some spicy food at dinner. Like, that's never gonna be a conversation that happens. So really, you're just causing World War III in your bowels for no reason. It's not gonna impress her or anything. So the entire time they're waiting for the food to get there, one of the waiters comes over and is like, hey, are you sure you want to order this? It's really hot. And he's like, yeah, I'm sure, da-da-da-da-da, trying to look all cool. And genuinely, they were coming to try to save him. You know, they knew he wasn't going to enjoy this, but whatever. He was trying to act all ego and macho, so he's like, yeah, of course I want it. And he's, you know, pretending he's not scared, acting like he's totally used to the spice. And here's the worst part. He tells me that, like, he was acting like he was super used to spicy food, but it wasn't even something that he ate very often. Like, spicy food was not a regular part of his diet, which means that he had officially made one of the stupidest decisions of his life. Why in the world would you go and order the hottest thing on the menu at a Mexican restaurant when you don't even enjoy spicy food, bro? Like, you're not used to it. You're not well adjusted. You don't have a palate for that. You've got no, you know, what's it called, anti-venom built up. I know it's not poison, but you get what I'm saying. You eat enough spicy food, you kind of get used to it. If you're just going in blind, going in raw, you might get your tongue pregnant with a little spice baby. Alright guys, I'm gonna interrupt the video for just 1 second. On screen now is actually an Xbox gift card. I give one of these away in every video as a way to say thank you to everyone who's subscribed with notifications on, so if you're not, hit those buttons, and if you are, thank you for doing that already. And yeah, other than that, use code Scrubby at the G Fuel checkout. Thank you to everyone who's subscribed, and I'll shut up and let you guys get back to the story time now. Anyways, the food ends up getting to the table, and it's set down, and he takes a bite, and well, wouldn't you know it, oh my gosh, surprise Pikachu moment. Diablo was an understatement for how damn hot the food is. Man basically ate some lava, bro. He doesn't speak a lot of Spanish, but he's just screaming caliente fuego over and over again to try to get how hot it is across to everybody else. He doesn't really yell that out loud. I just thought that would be funny, but you know what I'm saying? Like, he's just definitely panicking. But because he's on a date and he's trying to act cool, he's trying to keep it calm. So he takes a big swig of water, which is actually what you're not supposed to do when you're eating very hot food, because it just pushes all that spice down your throat and your throat starts burning. And his date is like, are you okay? And he's like, yeah, it's really good. It's really good. And he keeps eating it. He realizes that if he just takes one bite and like doesn't eat any more, that it's gonna look weird. So he decides that he has to just keep chowing down, which, you know, honestly, at this point, it probably would have been better to just accept the L and be like, I don't actually like spicy food. I don't know why I did this. But no, he keeps eating it. And the entire time in his head, he's thinking about how he wants to puke. Like, it's that hot. But he wants to look cool to his date, so he sticks his out. And they finish dinner and they go to get back on this like party bus limo thing, and he's like in a daze during the checkout at dinner, during the walk back to the limo. He is literally just like, when you eat hot food and all you want to do is just drink milk and chug water, like that's your only priority. You can't think about the conversation, you can't think about questions people are asking you. You're just focused on getting this pain out of your mouth. That's what he has. And they get back onto this limo party bus thing, and he starts to regret what he ordered even more. The pain from his mouth has started to go away, which is good, you know. It means that he can actually like have a conversation again, but he starts to feel that like gurgling, bubbling feeling deep in your stomach. When you know that whatever's down there is just having a vile reaction, dude, like a scientist just mixing together two test tubes. Everyone's around him partying, having a great time, and he's just sitting there feeling this in his stomach, knowing that he's about to have a very unpleasant time. But he's trying to act fine, you know, he's trying to like dance with his date and act normal. But by the time they pull up to the dance, he's literally sweating in pain and his stomach is hurting. But like that uncomfortable deep hurt where you're sweating, you're just hot, you're uncomfortable. But he's really trying to act normal. And they pull up to the dance and they go in, and as soon as they get in, his date is like, wow, it's so beautiful, do you want to go dance? And he's like, yeah, I have to go to the bathroom. And his date is like, okay, well, I really want to dance, so can you hurry up? And he's kind of like, all right, well, if I go into the bathroom, there's no way I'm going to be able to hurry it up. So he decides that he's going to try to stick out a dance with her instead of just going straight to the bathroom. So they get out there and they're dancing, you know, and one song in, he's like barely holding it together. He's just looking at the bathroom like, you know when SpongeBob was dehydrated in the SpongeBob movie? Water, water. That's what this guy is looking at the bathroom like. He's desperate, bro. He knows it's about to go down, and it's not gonna be pleasant. No one's ever crapped themselves on the dance floor and everyone's been like, yo, bro, that really helped the vibe. Anyways, he tells his date that he has to go to the bathroom, and she's like, okay, but maybe one more song, and he's like, fine, and that was when he sealed his fate. 30 seconds into the second song, he feels this just rush of pain going down, kind of feeling out of him, and he takes 2 steps off the dance floor towards the bathroom, and that's when it happens. Just a release. The metric volcano's just grossness that was in his stomach had made its way through his body relatively quickly and was now coming out, and it was not coming out in a very solid form. It was pretty liquidy. Keep in mind, he's in the middle of the dance floor, so he feels it coming out, just going down his leg. And sadly, it doesn't contain itself in his pants. It instantly starts coming out, and the smell is not very good. It hits the dance floor, and everyone just recoils and is like, oh my god, he pooped his pants. Which has to be one of this dude's lowest moments of all time, bro. Just the entire dance floor at your prom noticing that you crapped your pants, and then there being the crap on the floor next to your leg while you're in a suit. His date screams as well, bro, and he just gets out of there. He runs to the bathroom while also trying to like keep the rest of it in his pant leg, bro. He's in the bathroom doing his thing, trying to get cleaned up. It's not working. His pants are ruined. Thankfully, a couple of his friends that he were with came in, and they said they had some shorts in their car that they brought him. So they brought him shorts and a t-shirt so that way he could change and whatnot. And since the dance was at school, bro, they like took him to the locker room and let him shower off really quick. But regardless, he did not want to go back into the dance, and honestly, I don't blame him. You can't walk back into a dance and look everybody in the eye after you just crapped on the dance floor, bro. Like, I understand where this guy was coming from. That has to be one of the most embarrassing feelings of all time. He ends up calling his mom and asking her to come pick him up. Keep in mind, they had ridden in like a party bus here, so he couldn't even leave without having to like look at a group of people, and he like slides out the back of the gym. On his way out though, bro, I guess his date had like asked his friends where he was going, and she had ran out and been like, hey, I just want you to know that like I don't want you to be embarrassed, which is very sweet of her, you know, to do. But at the time when you've just crapped yourself and you're like making the run of shame to your mom's car to get out of there, probably just didn't feel too hot. So obviously she was being nice, but he was kind of like, yeah, and just kind of awkwardly brushed it off, didn't really know what to do, and I can't blame him. I can't say I would have handled that very well either. Oh, hey, I hope you know it's okay that you shit yourself. Like, thank you. Obviously, going back to school was not a very pleasant experience either, because all everybody wanted to talk about was the guy that had crapped himself on the dance floor. So he basically was a celebrity at school, but not in a fun way, you know, not like, oh man, you made the winning catch to win the state championship. It was like, ah, man, you're the guy that pooped all over the dance floor, which, you know, I feel like cannot be a very fun thing to be known for. Like, yes, that actually was me. Would you like an autograph? Sadly, I didn't eat any hot food today, so I have to sign it in a pen instead of my usual brown ink, if you're picking up what I'm putting down. That just seems like not a very fun thing to be known for, but hey, what do I know, bro? I never crap myself at a dance, thankfully. I appreciate that. Moral of the story, don't try to impress people with hot food, I guess, and there's probably another moral in there at some point, but this is for you guys to discover. Anyways, I think that's gonna do it for the video. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, I would really appreciate you taking a second to press the like button. Let me know in the comment section down below what you thought. It's the first video of May, so I don't know, comment something that you guys plan on doing this summer if you don't know what else to comment. If you guys are in the market for some G Fuel, be sure to use code Scrubby at the checkout for a bit of a discount. It is super swagtastic if you ask me. And if you're in the mood for some merch, I've got some down in the description as well. If you vibe to the intro song, that's also down there. And last but certainly not least, if you want more content to listen to while you're gaming in the background while you do your homework or whatever, I do have a podcast called The Scuffed Cast that you can also find down there too. But yeah, on that note, guys, I'm pretty sure that's gonna do it for the video. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't get anyone pregnant. If you do, make sure they're hot, and hopefully I'll see you guys all next time with another video. I'm out. Peace.